He sat across from me, holding a small plastic container filled with pills, blood pressure medication, something for sleep, something for acid reflux, something for pain, something just in case. He looked stable, normal even, but his blood work told a very different story. His kidneys were quietly struggling, his liver enzymes were slowly rising, his memory wasn't as sharp as it used to be, and what concerned me most, none of this had a clear cause at first glance. No major disease, no dramatic event, just time. And then I asked him one simple question: how long have you been taking these? He paused, thought for a moment, then said something I hear far more often than you might expect. Years, I guess. And that's when everything started to make sense. Because what many people don't realize, what nobody really explains clearly, is that certain medications, when taken long term, don't just treat symptoms, they quietly change the way your body functions, not overnight, not in a way that alarms you, but slowly, silently, almost like a background process running inside your body, one that you don't notice until something starts to feel off. And here's the part that makes this even more concerning. Most people taking these medications are doing exactly what they were told. They're being responsible. They're following instructions. They believe they're protecting their health. But in some cases, over time, the very thing they rely on for relief can begin to place stress on the organs that keep them alive. Now, I'm not saying medications are bad. In many situations, they are absolutely necessary. They save lives. They improve quality of life. But what I want to show you today is something far more subtle. What happens when certain medications are used for too long without reassessing what your body actually needs now? Because your body at 60 is not the same as it was at 40. Your liver processes differently. Your kidneys filter differently. Your gut absorbs nutrients differently. Your gut absorbs nutrients differently. And this is where things become very interesting, because in many cases, the issue isn't the medication itself, it's the duration. It's the quiet accumulation of small effects that, over time, begin to add up. And what happens next inside the body is even more surprising. You see, your body is constantly trying to maintain balance. Every system, your heart, your brain, your digestive system, is working in coordination. But when a medication interferes with one pathway for too long, the body begins to adapt, sometimes in ways that are not helpful. For example, certain medications reduce stomach acid to relieve discomfort. That sounds beneficial, and in the short term, it often is. But stomach acid isn't just there to cause symptoms. It plays a critical role in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients like vitamin B12, calcium, and magnesium, and protecting you from harmful bacteria. So when acid levels are suppressed for months or years, the body begins to experience subtle deficiencies. Bone strength may slowly decline. Energy levels may drop. Even your immune system can become less effective. And this is where many people unknowingly make a serious mistake. They treat the symptom, but never address the underlying cause. Instead of asking why the acid reflux is happening, whether it's diet, stress, eating patterns, they continue the medication indefinitely. Now, this is the part most people have never heard before. Your body doesn't just tolerate long-term medication use, it adapts to it. And that adaptation can sometimes make the original problem worse. Let's take another example. Pain medications, especially those used frequently for joint pain, back pain, or headaches, they provide relief. And for many people, they feel like a lifeline. But over time, certain types of pain relievers can place strain on the kidneys and even affect blood pressure regulation, not dramatically at first, but gradually. The kidneys are incredibly resilient, but they are also sensitive to long-term chemical exposure. And because kidney damage often develops silently, without early symptoms, many people don't realize there's a problem until it has already progressed. But what happens next inside the body is even more concerning, because as kidney function declines, the body's ability to regulate fluids, electrolytes, and waste products begins to weaken. This can affect your energy, your heart rhythm, even your mental clarity. And all of this can happen slowly, over years, without a clear warning sign. Now let's talk about something even more subtle: sleep medications. Many people rely on them, especially as sleep becomes more difficult with age. And again, in certain situations, they can be helpful, but long term use can begin to affect brain chemistry. The brain becomes less responsive to natural sleep signals. Memory processing can be affected, reaction time can slow down, and over time, the quality of sleep itself may actually decline even if you're technically sleeping longer. So the body rests, but it doesn't fully restore. And this is where things become deeply important, because sleep is not just about feeling rested. It's when your brain clears waste, when your cells repair, when your immune system resets. If that process becomes less effective, it can influence everything from cognitive health to long term independence. Now, here's where I want to gently shift your perspective, because this is not about fear, this is about awareness. There are 7 categories of medications that, when used long term without regular evaluation, can begin to place subtle stress on the body. Acid reducers, certain pain medications, sleep aids, some antihistamines, certain blood sugar medications, long term steroid use, and even some medications used for anxiety. Each one has its place. Each one can be beneficial, but the key question is your body still benefiting from them in the same way it did when you first started? Or has something changed? Because your body is not static, it evolves. And what supported you 5 years ago may not be what your body needs today. Here's where things become very interesting again, because in many cases, there are gentler, supportive approaches that can either reduce the need for long term medication or work alongside it in a safer way. For example, instead of relying solely on acid reducing medications, many people find significant improvement by adjusting meal timing, reducing late night eating, and incorporating simple foods like ginger or fermented vegetables that support digestion naturally. For joint pain, movement becomes medicine. Gentle strength training, walking, improving circulation. These don't just mask pain, they address its source. For sleep, small changes can make a profound difference. Exposure to morning light, reducing artificial light at night, creating consistent sleep routines, supporting magnesium levels. These are not quick fixes, but they work with your body, not against it, and this is where the real shift happens. Because instead of asking, "What can I take to feel better?" you begin asking, "What does my body actually need to function better?" Now, this is the part that often changes everything for people. Your body has an incredible ability to repair and rebalance itself. Even after years of strain, the liver can energiate, the brain can adapt, the gut can heal, the blood vessels can become more flexible again, but only if you reduce the constant pressure placed on these systems. And that doesn't mean stopping medication suddenly. It means becoming more aware. It means having a conversation with your healthcare provider. It means reviewing what you're taking and asking whether it's still necessary in the same way, because sometimes a small adjustment can make a significant difference. A lower dose, a different timing, a gradual transition, and sometimes supporting your body through nutrition, movement, and daily habits can reduce the need for certain medications altogether. But what matters most is this: not ignoring the quiet signals your body is sending. Fatigue that doesn't feel normal, brain fog, digestive changes, sleep that doesn't feel restorative. These are not just signs of aging, they are messages of aging. They are messages, and when you listen to them early, you give your body the opportunity to respond. Because the goal is not just to live longer, it's to remain independent, clear minded, physically capable, to wake up with energy, to move without discomfort, to think without hesitation. And that requires protecting the systems that support you every single day: your kidneys, your liver, your brain, your gut. These are not separate, they are deeply connected, and the choices you make daily, consistently, either support that connection or slowly weaken it. So, if there's one thing I want you to take from this conversation, it's this: be curious about what you're taking, not fearful, not reactive, just aware. Because when you understand what's happening inside your body, you begin to make decisions from a place of clarity, not habit. And that's where real health begins, not in a pill bottle, but in the small, consistent choices that support your body's natural intelligence. Because even now, no matter your age, your body is still working for you, still adapting, still trying to maintain balance. And when you support it in the right way, it has an incredible ability to give you back strength, clarity, and resilience in ways that may surprise you.